Hello, my friends, Grim here. I sure do hope you are doing very well today. I myself am having a great time. We're playing Premodern. Format is amazing, deck is amazing. Mono black midrange, Moneyball black, whatever you want to call it. It is here, and it's not budget this time. The rental count is officially live. We are full power sending it. I have made at least one deck tech, possibly two. I don't know what order I'm putting my content out in, but if you want to know the ins and outs of this deck, I should have a quick version and a very long and exhaustive version for you to peruse. And this is the exact 75 I have featured in those videos. So check those out if you don't know what's up. And without any further ado, thank you for being here. Let's play a few games. We're sending back a no land 6. Sending back a no black land 5. And keeping one of our two hippies. We'll go, I guess Withered Wretch goes, and in the blind we try to win with Duress into Mishra's Factory as a blocker, perhaps, into hippie. We don't really want to err on the side of being greedy with the particular hand we were shown. Opponent's playing some kind of a fair deck going turn 1 Mother of Runes, but they have to operate off Gemstone Mine to do so. We've drawn Phyrexian Arena, so we're well positioned in a few different ways to recover from a Malta 5. Opponent kept a 1-lander, it's Tireless Tribe, which we cannot take, and then a bunch of other stuff, including Swords to Plowshares, Deep Analysis, which we definitely will not take, Roar of the Worm, which we definitely will not take. So do we want to take Circular Logic or Plow? I'm gonna take... Interesting. I'm gonna take Circular Logic, and we should at least be able to resolve Phyrexian Arena. There is an argument, of course, for taking Plow to go on the hippie plan. But as long as we can stick something, right? Should be good. So Tireless Tribe is going to come down, and that would have given them the Circular Logic play live right away. Obviously, them drawing a land is not good for us in general. Withered Wretch is nice. Ooh, that's a really nice one here. It might eat a Plow, but that's okay. That gives us the all clear for hippie. Yep. And if we had more interaction, or if we hadn't Malta 5, there would be an argument for doing other things and trying to lay the Wretch down when the dust settles, but we don't really have that luxury. We kind of have to cast a spell on curve every single turn in order to compete, I think. Because opponents just kind of going off a little bit right now. I mean, they're definitely taking a lot of pain and cashing in Gemstone Mine to do so, but Deep Analysis has done the stuff, done the things. Tireless Tribe getting in for 1. But yeah, we're going to stick to the plan. Rats is kind of mid here. We're definitely going to play Arena. On Mull, plan is a go. We need definitely to draw into some interaction. Right now, this is looking like a tasty Engineered Plague deck in at least some ways. Tireless Tribe and Mom are both 1/1 humans. I don't know really what else goes into this list. Obviously, a card like Roar of the Worm can laugh at E-Plague in general, and this type of stuff is really good value against us. They've got a layer land. These are a really cool kind of, like, supplementary land type that you see in Premodern. And Call of the Herd. So they've got a lot of value. They've got a lot of value going on with these flashback big bodies and Mom to protect them. We are in some trouble, I think. Wild Mongrel. As bad as it is, this is how we get the Mongrel out of their hand and get some good value out of rats. Their window to be valuable is growing ever smaller. They're going to pick Roar the Worm here, obviously. They're just going to ditch the Mongrel? How rude. How rude. Abandon hope. Okay. Back to you, OP. So now we're hoping for some love off the top from Phyrexian Arena. Curse Scroll, Withered Wretch, I think that qualifies as love, to be sure. So I kind of want to just play Erection, eat the back half of both of these spells in the graveyard. Really, really, really good draw. In the deck tech, I told you guys that, like, somebody who's not familiar with Premodern, and if they accept the lower power level of the format for creatures and stuff, they might say, yeah, I can see Ravenous Rats as a really rare, relatively rare, like, playable ETB creature. It's got the Cabal Therapy synergy. And Hippie is obviously a notoriously powerful old-school Magic the Gathering card, but Withered Wretch, really? But so many decks use the graveyard in a way like we're facing right now. Withered Wretch would have really ground them to a halt if they hadn't plowed the first one. So, interesting. So we can start kind of turning the corner. They didn't play out City of Brass either, so I wonder if they're protecting something. I wonder. And when I say protecting something, I mean, like, from a non-targeted discard effect, like another Ravenous Rats. And we are on the back foot in terms of life between the Elephant Token and the Arena, so we want to stay back with Withered Wretch, even just to block Tireless Tribe. Now, I'm sure they have some trick available in the deck where they can switch the power and toughness. We're going to have to call their bluff on that one if they attack, because letting that through would be very bad in its own right as well, right? Like, we can't take 5 here. You know, we kind of have to lose the Withered Wretch if they've got that trick, and Wretch will have done its job, and then some. Okay, they've got Plow, sure. I guess we'll eat something. Not sure it matters. Okay, Dark Ritual into Duress. So if we go Ritual, we're working with 7 mana, then we can Duress, Curse Scroll something, play a Hippie, or just play 2 Hippies as well. Seems good. There's also some scope to leave up Factory to block. and trade with an elephant, but I think we probably do that next turn. So we get About Face. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Cool, cool. City of Brass in hand, so I guess we just play 2 hippies out. Take a turn off the scroll, but they can... Scroll doesn't kill elephant token, they can blow it out with City of Brass. I don't know if making them use the City of Brass, like ditching that land, to protect Tireless Tribe is any good. But I'm even fine double blocking an elephant here. I think that's great. If they drew another removal spell, I think that's actually fine too. Alright, at this stage of the game, that's a good use case of Hypnotic Spectre, I believe. Another Call of the Herd, that's a little scary. They've still got that City of Brass in hand. That's a bit scary, to be sure. Alright, they do finally play out the City of Brass. Now, let's see, I mean, this arena's been keeping us in this game. It's unmulliganed us in a major, major way. They've just got a lot of beef. They've got so much beef. But if we draw even one land off of Curse Scroll, we can just lay out the land, scroll the Tireless Tribe, have the factory back to block, start clocking with Spectre. Obviously, we'd love to be able to deal with the back half of Call of the Herd as well. Interesting game, fun game. I'm going to turn off auto yields. I don't know if I have anything in my entire deck that I could win with Phyrexian Arena's trigger on the stack. I really do doubt it. However, it is technically correct. So, Funeral Charm is an interesting one. Because if we play out the swamp, Funeral Charm the tribe, and scroll upstairs, we're racing a little bit better, or we just kill the elephant token this way. Now we've got factory back to block again. I think trading that for a Tireless Tribe, if they find a way to, if they find the About Face, is really, really good right now. We could obviously have just charmed the Tireless Tribe, scrolled upstairs, and presented the factory as a blocker. I kind of like just like fully dealing with the elephant while we know we can, though. They're taking a lot of pain from these lands. They found another Call of the Herd off the top. It's pretty terrible, but it is a little slow and clunky for them. But it's pretty terrible for us just on a pure value access. So we just obviously want to draw removal spells here. Rats in Wasteland, not really what we're after, but they play. Alright, so the tribe is dead, no more tribe shenanigans available to OP. We get in with the hippie. We're going to wasteland them off of Treva's Ruins. That's going to prevent them from flashing back Calls of the Herd unless they draw a land, and it's going to make their land a lot more painful in general. Now, my big question is whether I want to just play the Rats as a chump blocker or hold up Mishra's Factory. And I think just playing the Rats as a chump blocker in order to keep our hand empty and be more mana efficient in future turns and have better luck with the Curse Scroll next time is probably a little bit better. Alright, so they do draw a Painless Land, which is pretty good overall for them. Better than a lot of things they could have drawn. But again, is it a little too clunky? Is it a little too slow? Here comes Elephant number 2. They'll be at 5. Or they would actually just be dead on board if they did that. I didn't even, really think of that part, but... Dark Ritual, Cabal Therapy. Well, if we swing all out, then they're locked out of lands and they're... Okay, now they're just dead. Yeah, they're just dead. Okay. Cool. And to sideboarding we go. So we beat a very value-positive progression from the opponent on a mull to 5. That is a big, big point in favor of our deck. Now, I think I am going to try out the Engineered Plagues. I don't know for sure if we want all 4. Soul Rend as a cantripping instant speed white removal spell seems really good. Perish is good. Dystopia is great. There is such a thing as overboarding. Vendetta and Plague Bearer all really, really play well here, too. So I think my cue is to pretty much just cut all of the discard spells and see if we can fit all of this stuff in. Again, I don't know if we want all 4 Engineered Plagues, but I might just kind of stress test them here. Everything else we're doing seems pretty great. So I'm going to trim around the edges, losing a Nantuko Shade. Maybe Vendetta is the worst removal spell. Vendetta or Snuff Out. No, I mean, they're both really good against an early Mom. So, this is intriguing. Opponent's going to be on their naturalize effects because they got beat there by Hypnotic, or by Curse Scroll and Phyrexian Arena more than anything else. So that's just interesting to note, but we've got so many of these effects that it's whatever. So I'm going to cut a Rats, moving even further away from discard, and a Hippie, and we're going to play a very, very, very controlling game. I don't think we're supposed to play Tormod's Crypt with all the other things we have going on, but that is an interesting option as well. Lots and lots of playables here. And it's possible that they have some real shenanigans with Tireless Tribe that we didn't really get to see there. So by no means take that sideboarding as gospel. This is a hand with a lot of good cards. I'm going to keep it. It doesn't have an obvious turn 1 like Dark Ritual, ironically, because we have 2 3-drops in the deck here, or in the opener. So the rituals, like, so I think are okay. Well, they just scoop. All right, they don't think they can beat us on a multi 5. And against Perish, Dystopia, and Curse Scroll, I guess they're right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Nice keep winning the die roll against Alluran Magic. Hopefully we are not against the Alluran combo deck, even though our hand seems good against that. I don't really know how it works, so I'll be stumbling and bumbling through it if so. But hey, I actually, you know what? I take it back. I hope we are against Alluran. How better to learn than going turn 1 Swamp into Duress with Cabal Therapy, and Hippie is a backup, and Curse Scroll to take over the mid to late game. We're not against that. We are against a deck I do know something about. Altar of Dementia will be the take, and next turn we're going to get the Tinker out of their hand. I'm assuming, I know what this is. I'm assuming it's Devourer combo, but I don't know, because I haven't seen Mox Diamonds in the few lists I've checked out, so I could definitely be wrong. There could be some other stuff going on that I'm just not privy to. Therapy for those 2 Mox Diamonds is kind of tempting, but it's still just gotta be correct to hit the Tinker here. They've got 2 flings as well. Duly noted. We'll get that scroll down. It's a very slow clock in a situation like this. Fling, Mox Diamond, Fling, Mox Diamond. What a hand. They draw a Crystal Vein, and they're just playing the lands out rather than using the diamonds. If this indeed is Devourer combo, I'm not sure how I like the diamonds, but I'm far from an expert. But it is one of the combo decks that has kind of piqued my interest in Premodern, without any shadow of a doubt. Smother will be a totally dead draw here if we're facing what I think we're facing. Even on the off chance the game goes in such a way that they have to hard cast Devour and hope we can't deal with it, we could just scroll it by that point anyway, but Smother does not hit it, right? And Hippie is not worth flashing back by any means. Cabal Therapy here. We need a clock. Speaking of a clock, we do have Mishra's Factory, which is a much better consideration for flashing back, but I'm not sure it's correct. We get rid of one of the Mox Diamonds. Again, we can activate Factory, take away the flings. I'm not even sure that is good. It might be better to just kind of... Interesting. Might be better to just kind of clock them. Then again, if they're like hiding another Tinker or something, this is just gonna more attrition. So let's do it. We're going to get these flings out of their hand and see what else is up. 2 more Mox Diamond. Okay. They are not, in fact, hiding a Tinker or anything else good. Very unlucky progression here for the opponent. On the end step, we're going to try to flip a coin and scroll them for 2. Or right now, because they just play out of land. Do we name Swamp or Smother? Let's put our faith in the good old Swamp, shall we? Hey, we got him. Nice. And with a draw of Swamp for turn, it's going to be a repeat of last time. All the way down to Hippie knocking a Mox Diamond out of their hand. How often does that happen? Hippie knocking a Mox Diamond out of a hand? Cannot be a very common occurrence. So, I mean, our clock is slow enough that we're far from out of the woods, which is why I had a lot of consideration for just keeping the factory around to swing with. Because they can just rip Altar of Dementia off the top, and then, you know, things get a little hairy. Whoops. No. I missed my scroll. Oh, well. Oh, well. What are you going to do? Ravenous Rats will indeed supplement the clock and get the last card out of their hand, whatever it might be. Surely not the 4th Mox Diamond. That would be too funny. It is. Oh my goodness. I'm just going to scroll the main phase. There's no reason not to. That way I won't miss it. Smother. All right. We've got a dirtily awkward clock, but we are obviously disrupting like nobody's business. This is a very non-functional set of draws from opponent. And now we've got a 2-turn clock with the rats contributing, assuming the scroll continues to hit. The only real way it wouldn't at this point is probably if we draw like a different kill spell. Wasteland. Sure, I'm going to play it. I'm going to use it. I'm going to take care of the Crystal Vein because it is painless, and yeah, they just go to side. And it has the highest upside in terms of being able to sacrifice it to make 2 on a big go-off turn. If we are against Devourer combo, which I guess we're still not completely sure, Engineered Plague hoses it. Drain Life might be better than a dead card. I don't think we have anything else to do. So I'm just going to go based on that, and I'm going to cut the removal spells. Down goes Smother, Snuff Out, Diabolic Edict. Now, they could, again, be up to something a little bit different. Yeah, and I guess, yeah, we play that Drain Life. Sure. They could be up to something a little bit different. They could also, you know, have a transformational sideboard plan where we, you know, maybe they try to hardcast a big beater or whatever off of all of their mana rocks, but we didn't see that. We saw Mox Diamond. So are they like a turbo version of this deck? Because the Devourer combo decks that I've seen, they're playing like, you know, Sky Diamond, Felwar Stone in small numbers, and then Mind Stone as a 4 of, so they've got all these rocks, and they're trying to develop rather than trying to, like, play that game, play the Mox Diamond game. You might see, like, Chromatic Sphere. Sphere Star. I think Sphere is the one that's Premodern legal. Anyway. Our duress and discard effects proving their worth to be sure here. We've got a very strange hand, but I am going to keep it. I'm going to blind name Altar of Dementia as of right now with my turn 1 Cabal Therapy, and probably just say go. Like, I'm not probably going to try to Ritual, but we'll see. We'll see what we draw for turn and what they do here. No Mox Diamond this time either. So obviously we want to see another land here. We don't. We see Ravenous Rats, but that's actually pretty good. So I do think there's an argument now to Ritual, because we can just go totally nuts. But then we might end up with the Plague stranded in our hand and we're stuck on one land for too long. So what if we just go turn 1 Therapy? Then what does our next turn look like? Then next turn we can go Engineered Plague, Ravenous Rats, flashback the Therapy if we draw a second land. And with opponent mulling and with them not doing anything crazy turn 1, I didn't see Ancient Tomb yet either, so they're not like, yeah. I think I'm just going to Therapy for Altar and call it good. Obviously, we'll have a huge amount of information with which to Ritual next turn. We whiff. City of Solitude, Tinker, Seal of Cleansing. Got it. Yeah, I am definitely not confident that I'm against what I thought I was. I'm not sure why City of Solitude would be in here. Very interesting indeed. So I think a good general principle is when in doubt, you take the Tinker away. And that's certainly what I'm going to do here. They're probably just going to play out a Seal of Cleansing, which is fine with me. I'm not even sure my Engineered Plagues are good anymore. Withered Wretch. Okay. So if we double Ritual, we've got 5 mana to work with. We can just, like, play out some threats. I think that's okay. Again, we're trying to draw lands and we've got Plague stuck in hand, but I don't really think they're good anymore. So we're going to get that Tinker, see what they drew. A Fling. Okay. So they ditch City of Solitude, so it's Fling and Gemstone Mine. I really don't think we care about the Fling right now at all. So, as goofy as it is, I'm just going to leave the rats around as an attacker. And once again, since I don't know what I'm up against, I'm probably supposed to just, like, eat their graveyard with a Wretch if we have nothing better to do with our mana. So we'll let another turn go by, we'll eat the graveyard on the end step, and then potentially we'll check the hand. Alright, so they go Mox Diamond, pitching a land. Yeah, that's not very scary. So we don't need to check the hand yet for to see what else is in there besides Fling. Okay, Phyrexian Arena would obviously be really good if we could cast it and if they didn't have a Seal of Cleansing sitting around. So, with only a Wretch attacking besides the rats, they do actually increase our clock by roughly 50% here. So onward, vermin soldiers, right? Onward to victory, we hope. And with the way the opponent's been drawing, if we wait, they're just going to draw more flings anyway. So when we do finally therapy, yeah, there's Chromatic Sphere. Okay, so once again, we're looking more like Devourer combo. But then again, a lot of decks doing the Mox Diamond thing might also be doing this. I still don't know. Because if it's Devourer, I don't know that I'm in favor of the Mox Diamonds. And I don't really understand what I presume is sideboarding in the City of Solitude against me. But whatever. So if we draw a land here, I'm going to run out of Plague. We do. Nice. Okay, and it's a good land too, Mishra's Factory. Love to see it. If we play Arena, it will just immediately lose to the Seal of Cleansing. If we play Plague, and they are able to combo off, then fair enough. They'll just kill it again with a Seal of Cleansing. But this allows us to play another Plague next turn if we decide that's correct and cover our bases even against that. So it's a Phyrexian Construct. So let's name Phyrexian. Actually, let's name Construct. And I'm still not scared of Fling. Keeping the rats around increases our clock in general, as I've said, but also if we attack with Factory rather than playing another enchantment, then we can kill them in 2 turns from here, even without them activating City of Brass at all. And I named Construct instead of Phyrexian because if I'm not mistaken, Phyrexian was a type that was added later in Magic. Things were kind of retrofitted to include the Phyrexian creature type, and therefore there's a non-zero chance that MTGO does not does not have that coded. Just if we're playing optimally, right? Which I never do, but sometimes we find little fun angles like that to shoot. So I suppose opponent could Fling just for value to kill our Withered Wretch or whatever, which is not obviously a winning line for them, but it would be desperate times, desperate measures. They have seen a couple new cards, though, and it looks like it is something entirely different from that. Six. Alright, well, if it's Devourer, I think it just dies to the Plague, but they would then Seal of Cleansing first. Yep. There it is, okay. Okay, so the Fling is still in their hand, so we need to get rid of that ASAP. Or we just play another Plague and it dies to state-based effects. That's better. Nice. Alright. GG. Well, not literally this turn, but for all intents and purposes. Yeah, they can pump for now, but... And we do see that it's Phyrexian Construct, so let's switch to Phyrexian for fun. We're going to get that Fling out of their hand. All right. No need to throw the wretch away. So I've never done this before, but I think it'll just die to state-based effects here. No? Oh, I didn't even notice. That's permanent. Whoa. Okay, I learned something new today. Interesting. Not GG at all, then. So I guess if the Plague is down before Devourer is cast, and now there's an Oath of Druids, so there is a sideboard plan. Interesting. Wow, this game just got very, very intriguing indeed. So Plague hoses this deck if it's down beforehand. I obviously need to read the card a little bit more. But yeah, so an interesting decision here whether to I guess it's just Arena simply because Oath of Druids is going to tutor them another, I assume, Devourer, but who knows what else they're up to. And we will go back to eating the graveyard with Withered Wretch, because once again, why not? And I clearly don't know everything that OP is up to. Lotus Petal, sure. Eat your Seal of Cleansing in response. Alright, I'm not even perfectly sure what we want to draw here. Because a lot of our good draws, whether it's removal or more threats, will run us afoul of the Oath of Druids. And our other stuff that we did draw, like Duress and Ravenous Rats, don't really play all that well. Huh. I wonder if we're supposed to just say go for now. But we are against a combo deck, like theoretically, I think if they top deck Altar, we're just going to die. So the Oath triggers will thin their deck. That's kind of an interesting reason to play out a hippie. And obviously we just need to attack and kill them as well. Sooner rather than later. So while we do have the ability to out-top deck them in general on the back of Phyrexian Arena, I'm going to go for the hippie. We'll see what they reveal with Oath. We'll see how bad it is for them in the ways we just mentioned. Did they decline? Did they decline? Interesting. Well, they just drew a land for a turn. This thing looks like it should have reach, so I'm double-checking before I attack. Alright, so on board, we'll put 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 power if we play out the Factory and the Rats, so I guess we just do that. Even if he blocks one of our 2/2 attackers, it's still lethal. So surely now they'll trigger Oath, unless they just hope to draw, like, Altar, blind draw Altar for turn and combo off. Alright, 7 cards entered the revealed card zone. So I don't know if they misclicked last turn or if it was a conscious decision not to. And I also don't know whether or not they have other targets, obviously, they've sided into besides Devourer. because that Devourer they just oathed into dies to state-based effects, right? But they do still get their blind draw for turn, and it's a land. So as far as I can tell, that's game. They're going to make us do it. So let's say they block Withered Wretch. They take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, which is Xaxes. Probably played the wrong land there, but does not matter. Opponent doing the math now, I believe, and we will be getting there against Devour combo through relatively unconventional means against, again, a couple of things I'm not as familiar with as, I suppose, a stock list. I guess the big difference is I've seen the pure blue-red lists, whereas this has obviously got a lot of other things going on. When I was first looking at combo decks in the format, and there's the scoop, I liked Oath a lot better out of Reanimator than I did out of Devourer. We are against the Wolfman. We've got a good keep on the play here. We're likely to just go turn 2 Graveborn Muse, but we do have the option to go turn 2 Smother into Rats as well. A couple of really good options to have. I don't know what we hope to face specifically with this. Ooh. So we're against Flooded Strand and we draw Duress. That makes me want to just go Duress, because we can afford to take it slow. We have a guaranteed land drop for next turn, and this way we don't walk into an absolute blowout of a daze. Accumulated Knowledge and Mana Leak. We're against the Solution. Cool. Okay. So we take the Mana Leak, and then we can Ritual Rats. Obviously not the play. They have 3 lands total. They did not fetch on the end step. They go Flooded Strand, and will they go Plains to get a Silver Knight and go Shields down on having access to blue? I think they are going to. Silver Knight is, oh no, they just main phase fetch a blue, so they're holding up whatever they've got. Alright, so we'll have the Smother to take care of Silver Knight. Is that right? They have 2 Lightning Angels in their hand, or why is it showing me 2? We only saw 1. Okay, so 2 unknowns. Oh no, there are 2 Lightning Angels. Got it. Okay. Well. Let's hope they did not draw another Mana Leak. We are playing around Daze this way, and I don't know if this deck runs Daze, but it's worth doing for a card like Graveborn Muse, so they're probably just going to AK on the end step. We want to fade Plow, and I suppose Lightning Bolt's in their deck as well, so they have a lot of outs here. But if we can fade those outs for even 1 turn, that'll be awesome. And we do. And they don't play Silver Knight either, which is fascinating. Okay. Graveborn Muse. I continue to be so high on this card. Imagine if that was Masticore. Pretty bad, right? Graveborn Muse already drawn us cards, doing the thing. You love to see it. Snuff Out's actually a fabulous draw in the face of these Lightning Angels. Oh, they had to Plow? Why not Plow before we draw? Alright, well that's pretty bad. But okay. I'm not saying that the opponent is bad, I'm saying that is bad for us. Rats is our priority to resolve here. And with them main decking Silver Knight, which they ditch. I don't expect like a sweeper effect of some kind, although amusingly, pro-red alongside Pyroclasm would be pretty cool. But we're just going to play out our stuff. We'll go Withered Wretch and snuff out for the first Lightning Angel. If they play it on curve, will be a thing. Oh no, the second AK. This happened to me last time I played. The counterburn deck drew all 4 AKs in like the first whatever. The first quarter of their deck or so. Plow. Okay. No 4th land, but they do have the plow. Oh, they do have the 4th land. They value the plow more highly. Interesting. Do they care about their graveyard that much? Well, with the AKs, I guess they do. But they don't have another one, at least right now. Mom is a nice smother target. Ooh, Duress. Duress. Well, we're going to cast it. But we know that there's 2 Lightning Angels and just 1 Unknown in hand, so it could whiff. Yeah, oh no, Exalted Angel. That's so bad, dude. Okay, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. But that was our window to catch them with something good in hand, so I think it was correct. We have 1 snuff out. We kind of need 3 snuff outs, though. We kind of need 3. We're making the optimistic play of paying the life for this, assuming we're going to draw a high-impact castable spell next turn. Ravenous Rats counts. It definitely counts as high-impact and castable here. Let's see what they ditch. They know we're Hellbent. Lightning Bolt. Okay. So we don't get an Angel out of their hand, so we are still in mega trouble here. Surely they go Lightning Angel here. That means Cabal Therapy is live, Diabolic Edict is live. Stuff like, you know, Hippie, Withered Wretch type draws are live. Another Ravenous Rats would be fine. Okay, we'll take the Wretch. I'm just going to main phase eat both AKs, and we are losing pretty badly as things stand to the Angels, but our deck does have outs. This will be a pretty cool way to lose if lose we do. Alright, their hand is Exalted Angel, 2 Unknowns. If they play out Angel for Morph, then Smother becomes a really good draw as well. They've got a 3rd Plow. Yeah, pretty tough progression to beat from the opponent. And then are they gonna go for the Morph? They are. So be it. Lightning Angel beats. Alright, we got a lot of good draws. Come on, deck. Hippie. Not one of them. Not under these circumstances, so I think we're on our way to a loss. They're gonna flip the Exalted Angel. We're gonna give ourselves probably 1 more draw step, and then we're gonna pack it in. Yeah, even if we draw like a Diabolic Edict, there's a chance that they maybe sacrifice the Exalted Angel so they keep Lightning Angel back as a blocker. You know what I mean? Because Exalted will be tapped, Lightning will not be. Trying to think of a way that we can start turning this around, like killing the Lightning Angel and then swinging, but yeah. Nope, they got us fair and square. The solution. The Heavenly Host. Pretty cool stuff. The Wolfman got us. Alright, so I think Gloom is kind of hilarious against the Angels, so I'm going to consider playing those. It's good if we can power it out early against Plowshares as well. Dystopia is probably our best card. Engineered Plague is interesting against the moms, and it shrinks all of the angels if you have nothing better to do. Soul Rend is amazing. I'll play Vendetta. That's a lot of removal, so I don't know if we're going to get into the weeds with, like, Plague Bearer, E-Plague, and Drain Life. This has not been a progression of games where Nantuko Shade really shines. I think cutting there is fine. Again, we don't really have bad cards. That's kind of a recurring theme of a lot of our matchups, is we have more to bring in than to come out, which is a sign that your deck is good. If you're mid-range especially, right? So, I don't know. I don't really know what to cut. I'm probably going to trim a little bit of the discard effects. I think we keep all our smothers in, even though they would be dead in some situations. They're really good in others. I would probably trim a hippie or two on the draw, but I think they're a lot better on the play. Is Gloom too cute? Or, no, you know what? I think I'm just, like, cutting discard effects. We'll just leave a couple Cabal Therapies in and try to either blind name the most backbreaking card if it's coming out early, or we'll name one of the Angels if it's, like, a mid-game find. You guys let me know what you would do here. But we've got turn 1 Ritual, Rats, Hippie. Keep. Keep. Just for the fun of it all, if nothing else, right? So we'll Rats before we let them know what else we're up to. We get Disenchant out of there. And we play a Hippie. Now that's magic. Now that's magic. Let's go. Pretty cool. No Swords to Plowshares one time. No Lightning Bolt one time. No, the Bolt. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they've got a lot of outs to that play. It's part of why I kind of wanted to shave on the Hippies a little bit, but we had to go for it. I think that was definitely correct to go for it. Speaking of going for it, I'm going to hit them here with a Wasteland. It's not really that exciting, but we kind of need to make them stumble now and hope that is enough. Mother of Ruins, sure, she'll get charmed. How about this for a magic phrase? Charm your mom. Do we like charming their mom? I do. Withered Wretch will be pretty good, probably. But, you know, guys, we're down to one card in hand. We're hoping to draw lands and gas as well. They handled our turn 1 nut draw really, really well, just by having Lightning Bolt. They might even have a Plow they're chilling with, too. So, we are probably on our way to a nice, clean 2-0 loss to the Solution. But it's a really cool deck. I won't even be mad. They are tanking here, though, and I wonder why. That makes me think they have, like, a Silver Knight and something else. You know, maybe it's Mana Leak, maybe it's AK, maybe it's Plow, whatever. But I think they have Silver Knight. Oh, Meddling Mage. Alright. That makes sense, too. They're probably naming, yep, Smother. I was just about to say that. Gloom. Okay. Well, we either attack with Factory or we do nothing. So I'm going to attack with Factory. And if they want to trade, then, I mean, that's bad for us, but we'll make them do it. I think there is a world in which we, like, really need them to make this trade, and then we have a follow-up where we play a land and we didn't need the factory because we're just flooding here. But opponent calls our bluff, and we are not flooding. It's the exact opposite. But if we just do nothing there against the solution, that is a loss. The fact that they drew... Hey, we've unlocked the smother that we drew now, too. The fact that they then follow up with a factory is intriguing. I wonder if they had it, or I wonder if that was a top deck. Either way, we are in massive trouble now. This could be... We're now in Lightning Angel territory. Who knows? But maybe if they, like, morph out an Exalted Angel, we draw Swamp, we can smother it. That would be good. Alright, Wasteland. Not using it. Morph the Exalted Angel. Yes! We're going to get to smother it. Let's go. It was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan. Alright, you know, we're coming back. Unironically, we're coming back. And now we get to slam a Gloom while their white is tapped out. This is sick. Who knows whether it'll get us there, but we are competing. That's a lot more than it looked like we were doing a couple turns ago. So the trade with Factory for their Meddling Mage proved to be absolutely awesome. Not that it was strictly correct, but it proved to play really well with our progression that was coming off the top. And hopefully this Gloom will just lock a bunch of Angels in their hand forever while we win slowly by attacking with the Rats. Instead, they play a 5-mana Meddling Mage. Okay, that's a thing, too. Oh, man. If nothing else, we get to Gloom them, and we get to see cool stuff like that. They name Snuff Out. That's hype. It's a hype name. That's a heads-up name. But Hippie's a probably pretty decent draw here. We'll see. They're attacking with a Meddling Mage. They really, they're either about to Pyroclasm the board or something like that, or they really want to, yeah, Pyroclasm. Yep, unfortunate. At least we get to clean up with Withered Wretch. And then we've gotten Tuco Shade as well. Wretch is the play here, though. If they have permission, then so be it. They don't. If they have removal, so be it. I mean, they are in top deck mode, besides whatever that one card is. They're making a lot of land drops. They're going to Wasteland our Wasteland. In response, we'll, out of spite, gobble up their Pyroclasm. And they're just going to main phase Bolt the Wretch. Guys, I mean, oh no, they're attacking. Okay. Yeah, attacking with one factory, leaving the other to block is pretty good. So if we don't take this trade, we are actually just kind of like pretty far behind. I'm going to take the trade specifically because we have Nantuko Shade in the back pocket. Now, if they just start chaining AKs and they also don't have removal... Oh, no. Reset. Take the hit. I was thinking, like, trying to think at least a couple steps ahead, and I almost forgot about the obvious that they just pump Factory and we lose. So, let's say go. But I was thinking if they didn't have another factory, like if Factory worked as it did, but it couldn't pump there, then there would be a good argument for trading. As it is, there's not. So I won't bother explaining my whole thing. But now, having drawn a Smother, we're just going to smother the Factory after it taps. Got a factory of our own, eh? Okay. I think we hold the Nantuko Shade for a while against Pyroclasm, and so that we can have, like, we're holding up Factory, we're holding up the Wretch activations. There are reasons to do so. And if the Wretch draws removal for these reasons, then we are able to then have cleared the way, so to speak, for Nantuko. Pyroclasm. Okay, we're on it. We'll just eat one thing and we'll leave our factory back to dissuade their attacks. And now we get to jam the Nantuko or the Hippie into a clear field. I think it'll be Hippie. It's good against Permission off the top. It's not really good against much else, but again, Angels could be locked in the hand still against a Gloom. And it's an evasive attacker as well. Ooh, Dystopia? Not very good right now, actually, but it could be a good, you know, like break glass in case of emergency type of thing. Always yield to that beautiful hippie trigger. It's a mountain. Why wouldn't they play that? I don't know why they wouldn't play that. We could play Nantuko Shade here, but we don't really have enough lands to make it, like, that appealing compared to Factory, so I'm just going to leave the Factory back and keep going on the hippie plan. We do draw a Swamp. That may change our equation here, but let's get in first and see what's what. Lightning Bolt. Okay. Now it's time for that Shade. We have Dystopia as an out to any Angel they manage to cast underneath Gloom. We have... Oh, man. They just keep drawing removal, eh? Alright, so they assign both to the Shade. Yep. So we don't bother pumping. This way we turn off their attack, right? Okay, Diabolic Edict is good, because now we get to attack with our Factory and Edict theirs if they call our bluff on the block. Which I think they kind of have to. I'm sure they suspect we drew removal, but like, it doesn't really get much better for them if they just, like, let us bluff attack like this, right? Cool, so we are just, like, over and over and over again making them have it. And so far they've drawn a fair amount of Pyroclasms and kill spells and things like this. But we're really in it. We're making them have it. Then they have it again, Seal of Cleansing. But we can run out Dystopia, make them sack it, wait a turn, and then start attacking again. It's pretty cool. Man, this has been such a fun and interesting game. I really hope you guys are liking this content. Like, Premodern is amazing. This deck is so cool. And we're just having fun, we're chilling. It really is so much more enjoyable than Magic became, like in the end days of Modern, right? So now they probably just Seal of Cleansing Dystopia itself, but there is an argument for doing it to Gloom as well. Yep. So the Gloom is still alive. The Mishra's Factory is free to attack. We trade 1 for 1. And our life total, I guess, stays nice and healthy. That's a good thing as well. Curse Scroll, alright. That seems pretty darn good. That covers our bases against Exalted Angel, because they have to morph to play it under Gloom, and it can be scrolled while vulnerable in the morphed stage. AK. Uh-oh. This is the beginning of the end sometimes, is when the AK shows up at this stage of the game. But hey, we'll see. Again, given where we were. Ooh, Wasteland, yikes. I'm just happy to be competing right now. Alright. We'll take a swamp here. Scroll you, play a land. Do that a couple more times and it's over. Not another AK. Not another AK, don't you dare. They dare. They dare. No, no, not like this. Alright, so they go land fetch down to 3. They play another 5-mana Meddling Mage, which will just die to Curse Scroll, but does give them some time here. Snuff Out is the name. We can also just scroll them upstairs, and that's probably more correct at this stage. I don't really know how we get punished. If there's some, like, life gain that punishes us here, fine, but I'm just gonna put them to 1, shut off their colored pain lands here. And play out my Wasteland, and I don't think I'm using it here. But with Gloom on field, I maybe should. Just gonna say go. Keep it in the back pocket in case things go wrong. It's probably not going to go wrong because I didn't Wasteland, right? Alright, we got there. Beautiful. What a grind. What a fun one. Okay. So on the draw, I'm going to get a couple hippies out of here. I could even see cutting all 4. I want definitely a couple Duresses back in, now that I've seen more of their deck post-side. And I mean, even... I think I'm cutting all hippies. I think hippie is, like, the best card in the deck, just about. But maybe on the draw, we're, like, not really doing the Dark Ritual thing as much, either. Like, if we just bring back all of our discard, how does that feel? All of it might be too much. All of it might be too much. But I like trimming about 2 Dark Ritual. I mean, hippie is still a proactive high-floor body because it's just a 2/2 flyer, right? So I think I want some kind of split here. Do we like the 3rd Cabal Therapy? Do we want 2 Therapy, 4 Duress, or 3/3? Because we're playing a couple hippies, I'm going to lean a little more into the Duress. Because hippie can knock big creatures out of their hand, which is maybe the primary Cabal Therapy target, whereas Duress can hit the things that beat hippie. Opponent mulling is great. We have a fabulous hand. A fabulous, fair, depletion hand. We're going to go Duress into Rats with 3 swamps, and we've got a Soul Rend to beat most creatures. Mother of Runes is a bit of a problem, but we'll find a way. We'll find a way. Plowshares and Seal of Cleansing. Let's just take this seal, even though we don't care about it yet. Their hand isn't really doing much. We don't care if they plow the rats, after all. They found another mom. There's an argument for duressing here, having drawn that. That's an unexciting draw. But I'm still going to play the rats, and I was going to say they're probably just pitching the plow anyway, so same type of difference, I guess. And if they start getting a little freaky with attacks and stuff, that would be great for us, but they do not. So sad. Another duress is terrible. We loved the first one, but we're getting punished for putting the discard back in a pretty major way right now. Because our hand looks really good, but it needed a different type of curve out from there. Especially with the double mom making our removal bad. All right, if we had a 4th land, I would be interested in trying to find a way through with double spells. And because of that, I am going to duress. It's very likely to whiff. Yeah, I like that, but that's fine. Because we're trying to set up the ability to double spell, like, potentially next turn. So that's a fine outcome. In a different situation, you'd want to save the duress to try to, like, resolve a high-value permanent or whatever. Speaking of which, let's just draw one. Withered Wretch. We'll take it. So now we've got the ability to compete with the AKs, and if we draw another land, then Wretch attacks make their life a little more complicated. But their Mistress Factory makes our Wretch attacks a little more complicated. So never mind. Just draw Phyrexian Arena. Definitely don't want another Rats. Alright, we're just gonna say go. We'll play it next. We'll play the Rats at the first opportunity that they leave a card in hand. No matter what it is, it'll probably be a fine time to play the Rats. Yeah, we really need to draw, like, Phyrexian Arena stat. I'm sure eating these cards doesn't matter, but I've played against a lot of Snapcaster Mage in my day. Ooh, I like Diabolic Edict a lot. So do we jam Rats, or do we play pass Holding Up Edict? I think for this turn we're going to pass Holding Up Edict. There could be an AK in the works, you never know. Lightning Bolt. Sure. Glad I did not play Rats against that. Morph. Okay. Scary. Diabolic Edict in response. Let's see who they ditch here. The Factory. Yeah, I think that's the right play. I think that's the right move. I don't think our deck loses very often to Mother of Runes, but we are losing to them right now, and therefore I should probably have brought in Engineered Plague, but again, there's just kind of so much... like if we could just double spell, man. Turn 8, we're stuck on 3 lands, and we would be running the table against anything but a double mom progression. So we are punished. I don't think that means it's wrong, but we are definitely in some trouble now. And yeah, again, we just have so much to do that maybe E-Plague should be in here instead of Hippie. So I'll take that one on the chin. Like, Hippie, discard, you know, some amount of that stuff should make way for the E-Plagues. So now you can learn from my error. As we get beat down by the Exalted Angel. But if we draw Diabolic Edict, we start kind of unlocking... Oh, man. Yeah. Let's attack with the Wretch. See if we can spook them into doing something bad here. Nope. Okay. You know what? I probably should have played another Wretch. So that when I start doing that, it means a little bit more, right? So maybe this upcoming turn we go Duress into Wretch if we don't draw anything better. Scroll. Okay, well, I kind of like that. So we'll go Rats into Scroll, because Scroll can beat the Moms, and then we're onto something, but we just have to get really lucky with the Scroll activations, and we get a Disenchant out of their hand. That's hilarious. I think this is too little too late, though. It's turn 10, again, still on 3 lands with a progression that really needs to be double spelling. However... Again, more fool me for not respecting the Mom. We charmed her so easily, game 1, and now the E-Plague is taking us down. Or the lack of E-Plague is allowing them to take us down. That's what I mean to say. 28-9. Just Exalted Angel things. Alright, there's a land. So if we go land, Duress to whiff, and then we name Smother, we have a 50-50 shot of hitting one of the Moms, right? And then from there we can possibly win. So I'm going to attack with Withered Wretch first, again hoping that they... Or I'll attack with everything, hoping they do something bad here. They try to get the value. They don't. So Duress you. Come on, coin flip. That's smart. They're doing that in response to beat Snuff out. Smother? Yeah, we did it! Is there hope? Is there hope? So now next turn, let's assume they just have land. They don't have anything, right? We probably just smother the Mom. We don't try to do the coin flip win again. The Mom will either protect herself and blow out the smother, and then we get to Soul Rend the Angel, or Mom will maybe protect the Angel in response, and then we get to blow them both out. Let's see what they've got. They're tapping blue main phase, accumulated knowledge into Mishra's Factory. Okay. Okay. Dystopia would be good if we had more of a life total to work with. Okay, smother the mom and see what they do. Nice. They go for protection on the angel, so we get to kill their whole board and draw a card. Amazing. Amazing. Now we get to stay at 5 life, chill behind our zombies and rats, never cast this dystopia, probably die horribly to a top-decked angel, etc., etc. But, again, we are competitive here, and that's something. They're at 28 life. It's going to take a long, long way for us to come back here. I don't even know if we play out another Withered Wretch. I think we're just going to eat the AK right now. And say go. And try to start randomly scrolling them for value. It's going to be a long grind, and this is going to be my last one in the league, win or lose, because we are showing a lot of long grindy gameplay here, which is really cool. I hope it's good content for you. All right. They just start drawing lands, so for now that's good. I tried to click earlier in an earlier game, and it didn't work. We reveal our Withered Wretch, so no dice with the scroll. I think we start attacking with everything now that we have 2 removal spells for Mishra's Factory, so we're not that risky on the crackback. And now that our hand is more diverse, making it weaker. In terms of getting randomly lucky with a curse scroll. I'm still not going to play the second Withered Wretch because we just get blown out so hard by a Pyroclasm off the top. We're telegraphing removal now like nobody's business, but goes it so. So I think we use the Smother here rather than the Vendetta. Now, what did they draw for turn? We don't know. Another Dystopia is pretty horrendous. But let's attack. We're going to Cabal Therapy this turn unless they do something before our second main. And I really don't know what we want to name here. Let's just see if it resolves first, and then we'll think about it. Yeah, I thought they might have a plow. Okay. No big deal. We gain some life this way. Okay, okay. Abandon Hope. And now we will cast another Withered Wretch rather than holding up Curse Scroll, which would have had a 1 in 5 chance to hit. Hippie. Alright, once again, I think I'm supposed to keep 1 threat back in case of Pyroclasm in general in this spot. Call me a scaredy cat if you wish, but that is where we're at. Yield until next end step. Now Dystopia is the name. Now we've got the 40% chance. We got him. All right. We'll play out the Wasteland. They may Wasteland our Wasteland, or we can just take them off red right now. Why don't we just take them off red right now? Ooh, maybe that was maybe I should have played Hippie because they are off red, making us a lot less afraid of Pyroclasm. Didn't think about that one for long enough. 40% chance Dystopia. We got there again. Okay. Well, one more of those plus our attacks, and it's GG. Who needs Hippie, right? I didn't say that. I didn't mean it, Hippie. You're the man. Alright, so I think I'm supposed to cast Cabal Therapy, and I don't really know for what. I don't think it matters. It's just going to give me a 50-50 chance to kill them. I guess I'm going to name a red card here, like Lightning Bolt. Lightning Angel. I see. Okay. Well, now we'll flash back to get the Lightning Angel with one of our rats. And then we're going to try to scroll them for the win before they even get to draw. Still holding up Vendetta this way, by the way. Pretty cool. Dystopia for the win? No. Okay, the game goes on. We're holding up one Withered Wretch activation against an AK off the top as well. Do we get there? Plowshares. We don't get there yet. And because we flashed back our rats, they're not dead on board. But that's alright. Let's cast a Hippie. Let's attack for 1. And we cannot Vendetta our own rats, and therefore win deterministically with Scroll, because all of our creatures are black. But now we've got the 2/3 chance for lethal, and we did it. What a game! That was so cool. Wow. Amazing stuff. Well, guys, I don't think I've had this much fun with Magic since the halcyon days of 2017-18 Modern. I cannot recommend this format and this deck highly enough for anybody who is, you know, meeting the basic benchmarks for that to make sense. Like, they're interested in Magic still, or they're coming back around to being interested in Magic again after a while, and, you know, the financial investment is acceptable, and so forth and so on. I love it. I love it. This is incredible. I don't have too much to say about the ins and outs of the deck because we, again, have covered this extensively in deck techs, and everything is basically working as intended here. I love this list. It's a finely tuned machine. I'm very impressed with a lot of the, less commonly seen sideboard cards, like having a critical massive removal is good. Soul Rend was really amazing there, taking care of the Exalted Angel in the final game. So yeah, guys, if you like this content, you know what to do. You can toss me a few bucks on Patreon for those who are so inclined. Link there is below. If you're not already in my Discord, that gets you access to that. I'm not saying it's a hop in place like it used to be, but we are going to kind of reanimate it. I think over time it'll be great. But it's just a way to support me. Anybody doing that in the past, present, or future has my extreme gratitude. And besides that, you know, Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. You guys know what's up. Thank you so much for watching. I'm just going to kind of keep doing this until further notice, as my schedule allows. I do have other ideas for different types of content. More on that to come. But for now, let's just get back into the swing of things and keep crushing people with Moneyball Black. Until next time, guys, take care, and I'll talk to you soon.